Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today we're introducing a new component to the setup. It's the desk chair, the one I'm sitting on. You'll see that I cover it for most of the video, but that's why I'm going to show you some clips so you can take a look at it. It's a completely office chair without any kind of complex system. A very simple chair, but a very comfortable office chair, which was sent to us by OFIPRIX. Specifically, it's the Kendo model without a headrest. A chair that, as I've already told you, is made for office use. To keep it simple, it doesn't have many adjustments. We just sit down and we're comfortable, without having to mess with a bunch of things. Let's see why this chair is worth it. It has a competitive price, and also, if you buy several together, a large unit, you'll get a bigger discount. But let's take a look at what this chair is like. First of all, let me tell you that you can find it in different colors. In this case, I'm testing the black model, which is probably the most neutral color for a chair. But you should know that you can also find it in light gray, blue, green, orange and red. The OFIPRIX Kendo will be available in many colors. This chair is designed to withstand a full workday, that is about 8 hours sitting without any discomfort. In the long term, it's ideal, as I said, for offices and for working from home, for people who spend many hours in front of a computer and ultimately need a comfortable place to sit. For example, also a co-working space. The style is very minimalist with no headrest or lumbar support adjustments, just moves forward and backward, no footrests. It's a simple chair that we can just raise or lower, adjust the firmness of the backrest, tilt it more, tilt it less, but that's it, we won't have anything else. Well, yes, we do have a lumbar adjustment, but it's just to support your back a little better. As I said, it's a modern, professional, minimalist office design. Let's see how it's assembled. It surprised me because on the GoPro, where I made a time-lapse for you, I only had a 20-minute clip, which means that assembling it probably took me about 10 or 15 minutes, so it's really fast. We simply put on the seat, then attach the armrests with 6 screws. In this case, they are fixed armrests. They don't have multi-angle adjustment, it's simply a height adjustment that's more than enough to rest your arms. We don't get into complexity. Next, we add the mechanism that adjusts the backrest and the height to the backrest, and then we would join the two parts, the seat with what would be the backrest. After that, all we have left is the base, to which we need to add the wheels and the cylinder that will support the height adjustment. And then you just place the backrest and the seat on top. I'm telling you, it's very simple. In total, we have about 13 screws to tighten, more or less. It includes a simple standard wrench. I assembled it in 10-15 minutes. Let's go over the adjustments this chair allows us to make. First of all, of course, it lets us adjust the height. Here I am in a low position, and if I stay lifted a bit, I can raise it. For my desk, I think this height works very well for me. Then, if we unlock the same lever outward, we'll be able to unlock the seat. In this case, we can lean back. I'll try not to get out of the frame. We can lean back and we can also sit completely upright. However, I like to keep an upright position, but right at the first point where the backrest moves, it doesn't push us too far forward, since that's an uncomfortable position for me. I prefer to recline slightly, but as I mentioned, that's just the first step. Next, adjust the backrest tension for more or less resistance. We can adjust it with a knob that's right at the front of the seat. We just turn this, it's a screw that adjusts the resistance so that when we lean back, we can decide if we want it to be harder or softer. Lastly, we have a height adjustable lumbar support. There's nothing complicated about it, we just move it up and down to adjust it to where it fits our lower back best. It also has a little bit of padding in that lumbar adjustment, but we can't adjust anything else at all. Lastly, we will be able to adjust the armrests with some small height stops. But honestly, I'm telling you, it's just like a traditional chair. The chair is mainly fabric. Both the seat part, which I think is injected foam, well, it's a top quality, comfortable seat. We'll talk a little more about it in a moment. The backrest part is also like a fabric, more like nylon, which is quite breathable. And finally, the armrests aren't hard plastic as many think, they're actually made of soft plastic. You'll see in the images that I'm able to press the armrest a little bit with my fingertip. So when we rest our elbow, we notice it's cushioned, not hard plastic, which eases pressure. I'm more surprised by the material since it's not the best I've seen in a chair, but the build quality is very good. Sorry, as for the seat, when you touch it, you can tell it's a fabric that's going to last a long time. This plastic, well, it's a plastic that's going to last a long time, but at the same time, it's soft. The nylon on the back isn't going to be like leather or something that's going to get damaged quickly either. Also, it's quite breathable to maintain body temperature. And then, for example, the base. I've noticed that, unlike other chairs made of aluminum or metal, this one is made of plastic. But, for example, the quality of the wheels, the rolling, everything moves very smoothly, there are no squeaks. Overall, it's very well built. I mean, it surprised me. This is made to allow for professional use certifications, so it can be used in offices for long periods of time. It's a chair made for professional use during long work days, not really for recreation. It may be an eye-catching chair, but it could fall short in some ways. Usage details. This is a chair made for spending many hours sitting and for durability. As for the user experience, as you might guess, I found it perfect. I can't find any faults with it. We know what it's like to have a chair that, for example, doesn't have a headrest, but that's something I practically never use. I mean, I really have to force my position to rest my head on a headrest. And for me, chairs that have a headrest that's holding you here all the time and so on, I don't like them, they make me feel overwhelmed. I prefer simple chairs that are comfortable to sit in without being crowded by extra features. Lumbar support often bothers me, so I usually remove it. And with this chair, I just haven't noticed it, not even that it's there. So it's a chair with plenty of space to support your legs. It supports me well, I'm 6 feet tall, and it reaches about 4 fingers below my knees, providing great leg support. The padding isn't especially soft. It's not the kind that's very cozy, which for me, that kind of thing feels a bit heavy. I prefer something firm, comfortable, and sturdy. And honestly, this chair checks all the boxes, really. I mean, it seems like a perfect chair for a desk for spending many hours. I work long hours at the computer without breaks, so I really love this chair. Now, don't compare this chair with, for example, the typical one that costs 100 euros and say, hey, it looks like the same chair. Not at all. This chair is made for long hours, unlike others designed for users who sit at a computer for just half an hour. And hey, in the end, the materials just aren't built or designed in the same way. A chair from a big store costing 80 or 100 euros will eventually creak and make noise. My IKEA chair, the one I usually use, has been uneven from the start, so you know. For example, the armrests are metal and all that, but when you touch them, they make little noises or they're not completely sturdy. Anyway, the materials wear out prematurely. And with this chair, well, I haven't been testing it for a year. I've only tried it for a short period of time. Honestly, the quality and comfort are outstanding. So, what about the price? Well, it's about 206 euros. Right now, this OFIPRIX Kendo is on sale. A chair that I'm telling you for desks, for offices, I think is really worth it. And from what I've seen on their website, they have discounts if you want to buy a set of chairs, for example, for an office. If you say, let's buy 10 or 15 chairs, I think if you contact them, they'll offer a discount. And hey, for those of you who especially value having a headrest, you should know that this same model exists, but for about 20 or 30 euros more, you have the version with a headrest. Well, hey, I don't think it's necessary. I don't use it for an office. To me, this is more than enough to be supported at the desk, but if you need it, just know that this same model exists. Really? Trust me, I use a lot of chairs throughout the days of the week, one at the office, another at home. Then I try different chairs. Have you noticed we've tried a few chairs lately? Chairs that are usually comfortable but overly complex. Ultimately, you have to adjust many things to get comfortable. Ultimately, higher prices aren't always better. Often, simplicity wins, like with this OFIPRIX Kendo. With that said, guys, there's not much more to say about a desk chair. However, if you think I've missed any important point or if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comments. If you found it useful, if you like this OFIPRIX Kendo, you can let me know by hitting the like button. And with that said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.